Welcome everybody on YouTube. If you guys clicked into this video, you're automatically better than those that didn't. Well, as I was coming up with some video ideas for the channel, I realized I should bring back my story videos, like in my life, right back in high school, growing up, whatever, 20s. I'm 24, I'm talking about like I'm old head over here. Just like, I've done a lot of stuff, right? I realized I never told the story about the time that I mixed almost every name brand cough syrup into a double cup, thinking it was lean. By the side of that sentence, you guys are probably wondering, how did I put myself in the position to do such a low bar poverty thing to do? Now, I'm gonna say it was not my idea, I wasn't alone, but I was not against the idea. I was actually pretty curious. I actually wanted to know. Well, with that being said, before we start the video, if you guys can leave a like, that'd be highly appreciated. It's what keeps us going. And subscribe. Help us get 200 subscribers so we can get Justin, one of the members, to take a $2,000 dab in honor of 200 subscribers. So subscribe. I'm gonna start the video off explaining the time this happened. This is around the time when it was around my, I say, junior year of high school. This is between 2016, 17 is when I really started to explore my horizons, if that makes sense, right? I started to smoke, I started to drink. This is when I was sneaking out. Basically, around this time, I was getting high every day, or just basically try my best to not be sober every day. Sounds bad, but that was most of my teen life, I guess I would say. With that being said, around this time, I was really close friends with a female we're gonna call Danny, right? Now, me and her have been friends since elementary school, right? We go way back, and in high school, the last 2 years, junior year and senior year, we became really close. Like, we were hanging out every day, smoking every day, going wherever. There's one night, she hit me up asking, what's the word? And I'm like, it's 10 a.m. But of course, I already had experience sneaking out of my house. I used to sneak out of my room. She asked what I was doing, and she asked if I wanted the scythe. Now, most guys, when they hear this, right, they've been thinking they're gonna smash. I'm just worried about getting high. So I was like, yeah, I'm down. I told her pulling up. She does not live that far away. She lives probably like a 5-minute walk up the road where I used to live, or where I do live, whatever. In this old apartment, my brother's window would be literally ground level. So when I jump out the window, I'm literally touching grass. It was a weird building. I get outside the window, I start walking to her house, and she told me she has the freeze. So there was no, right, her parents, whatever, no family members in there. So it was just us. Now, she asked if I had anything. Around this time in my life, right, 16, 17, I was working at Wendy's, so my money was not long. Like, I did not have the fat stacks. I did not have a lot of bud at the time. Around these times in high school, around like, you know, my senior year, junior year, I was struggling just to get weed. Like, well, I was working at Wendy's, obviously. That didn't really cover a lot of the time, because at first I started off smoking eighths, and then after eighths, it evolved to quarters. And then I think when I graduated high school is when I started smoking halves. So basically, almost it got to the point where I was spending almost $110 on weed. Wendy paychecks don't cut it. Nowadays, it kind of feels like I have like an endless supply with the amount of bud I personally buy, right, for myself. We can never go back to those days. We're gonna forget about those days. Those days are long gone, and we're never gonna be back in those days. Oh God, those were scary days. Not having enough bud. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I used to when I used to buy an eighth, and I realized I only had one nug left, I used to think it was the end of the world. I used to be like, oh my God, now I gotta hit the plug up. Now, oh my God, now I'm gotta worry about if I'm gonna have enough for the rest of the day. Does bro even have any? Is bro even gonna answer me? Like, I was stressed sometimes when I didn't have bud left for the next day. So I told her I brought an eighth, right? I handed her over the eighth. Now, at this time, I couldn't roll up. Now, I'm a pro roller, I'd say. Ask any of the J's, I flex it. At this time, I couldn't. I was still learning. I was still like early developing into like smoking, but she knew how to do it. So I passed it to her. She rolled a gram out of the eighth, right? And then she had the idea to smoke in her room, which I thought was pretty crazy because okay, parents aren't there. But when you smoke in the room, the aroma of the weed scent stays in between furniture, and sometimes it takes a while to get the weed out of the room and even out of the house. Like, it could linger, right? Not my house, not my room, so whatever, I was down. We smoked it outside her bedroom window, so I guess it made it better, but you know, the wind could blow it back in. So as we're smoking this J and we're talking about life, whatever high school stuff was happening at the time, and then she brought up this idea because we were doing nothing. She was like, do you want to make lean? I was like, what? When she told me this, I was flabbergasted. I was like, lean? What are you talking about? You have it? Nah. Then Danny was trying to explain to me about how her brother has a whole medicine cabinet filled with almost every like cough syrup brand, you know, the type of shit that you get like Dayquil and NyQuil, like when you get the flu and shit, Robitussin. And she was not lying. Like, this kid had almost every name brand on that shelf. It was looking like a Walgreens pharmacy in his bedroom. I think bro got sick easily. I don't know, but I saw no reason for a kid that had that much cough medicine in his room. In his room, not even in the kitchen. It's all in his room right there. She's like, yeah, tell me all about these brands. was like, yeah, I have Motrin, I have Tylenol, I have Robitussin, whatever the fuck this one name, it's like this one brand, it's like a D. I was like, okay. I was like, you sure you're anything that's high? She's like, yeah, man, trust me, trust me. You know, at this point in my life, I was like, yo, whatever. I was trying to get high on whatever, obviously not H or like crack, but I was trying to feel something. So, passes me red cup, you know, those party cups. She only had those around. Double cupped it. She started picking out like the name brands that like, you know, everybody knows, like NyQuil, Robitussin, Motrin, Tylenol, and start pouring it in a cup. It was like half the cup for me and her. And then I realized, I was like, wait, so no soda?
What?
And she was like, nah, I don't think we have soda. I'm like, wait, so you're expecting me to drink this just straight? Do you guys know how thick cough medicine is? You know, just taking a little shot when you're sick is all right, but imagine having like a half cup filled with all different types of cough medicine and you have to drink that all in one go. It's crazy. That shit was so thick and it was like nasty. I don't know, I didn't like the feeling. It was almost like a slimy taste. Whatever. I said, okay, fine, we don't have any soda, fuck it, down the hatch. So I started drinking it, right, like a Fortnite potion. The first sip was rough, all right, like I said, it was nasty. I only took 2 sips and I'm like, damn, what the fuck did I sign up for? But whatever, we're doing this. So I keep sipping it slowly. While on the other hand over here, Danny, she's over here trying to like take big gulps. Like Shorty almost finished her cup than I did. And she realized it too, cause she kept telling me like, nah man, come on, keep drinking, you gotta keep drinking it. Else you're not gonna feel it. I was like, yo bro, this shit is mad thick. You telling me you don't have any type of soda? And then she goes, all right, let me go check. So she gets up, walks around, looks around the house to see if she finds any type of soda. I'm telling you, anything would work. Some Fanta. Nope. I didn't really drink Dr. Pepper like that, but even Dr. Pepper would have worked, right? No Coke, no Pepsi. But alas, she came into the room. God sent, she found some ginger ale. It's not Sprite, but it's ginger ale and it'll get the job done, right? I felt like if you put the soda in the medicine, it will like thin it out. She gives me the soda, she gives me the ginger ale. I pour it in my cup. I say at this point, I drank the majority of the cup. When I poured the ginger ale, it kind of filled it back up, almost like a refill. I guess it kind of helped, but still the taste, the thickness was still there and it tasted nasty, almost like a sour taste. And it was a bitch to drink this shit. I was like forcing myself to drink it. But she finished her cup without any soda. She a demon. She didn't even have a ginger ale. I only had 1 ginger ale and I drank it. She drank the whole cup with nothing. Demon. She brought up the idea. You're like, yo, you trying to walk around and try to go to the park. Keep in mind, this is 2 a.m. in the morning. Nobody was really out. We weren't dumb enough to drive. So I was like, I bet, let's go out. Start walking. I have my cup because I'm still not done yet. I'm like sipping this as we're going to the park. It's like a 10-minute walk, right? Strolling along, walking to the park. I'm feeling like a bit loopy. If any of you guys know, when you mix a whole bunch of cough medicine, like actual, you know, over-the-counter cough medicine, you can get high. The chemical compound that's found in the medicine is called DXM. I can't pronounce the whole name. I'll put it up right here. Definitely something you guys should never do because I found out it's actually pretty dangerous to your liver. And I was pretty lucky that I was able to wake up alive. The ingredient in these cough medicines that will get you high if you drink a lot of it is called DXM. Some people call it robo-tripping. Honestly, people that do this are people like us in those times, like young kids, like trying anything to get high. So don't do this at home, guys, if you're like, it's really bad. As I'm walking to the park with her, right, I'm feeling a bit dizzy and feeling a bit woozy. And I'm surprised we got there safely because it didn't feel like a walk, but it almost felt like, damn, how did I get myself to this position? Like, it felt like I teleported. I forgot the whole journey on the way there. So we got to the park. Me and Danny are like laying down on the ground, on the grass, there staring at the stars, right? I'm definitely feeling this like body high, this euphoria high, just laying down like this, looking at the stars, and I started to fall asleep. And then she started to like shake me. She's like, Jordan, wake up, you can't fall asleep. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, no, we can't fall asleep here. We gotta go now. I was like, oh, no, let me sleep here for a couple more minutes. I did not want to get up, guys. I wanted to literally sleep there until the morning came on, I'll be honest. I did not want to get up. But she forced me to get up, and we both knew we could not sleep there because, you know, it kind of looks weird seeing 2 teenagers just laying down in the grass outside in the open at 3 a.m. in the morning. She picks me up, and we started walking back to our houses. Luckily, we live close to each other, so my house is first before hers. I went to sleep. Next morning, I felt fine. I slept like a baby, luckily, right? No liver damage, no harm to my internal systems or whatever. It was definitely an experience that I would never do again. And I mean, hey, at least I could say I did it, but I definitely don't recommend anybody to do that. It wasn't even an enjoyable high. It was more like a sleepy high. I guess the high is you trying to fight off the sleep. but you definitely, it's almost like a drunk feeling, almost, not really, but you do get loopy. I don't know, but that shit was something. I would never do that again. That shit was tasting nasty. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. Also subscribe. Again, 200 subs, and Justin will take a 2 grand dab. Catch you guys in the next video.